you very much.
Let's talk about who we meet on this journey then, the sort of characters and perhaps why we might all be able to relate to them.
Well, I mean, there's 8 characters, and I think that you can relate to them because none of them are particularly extraordinary, though wonderful in and of themselves, but it's to do with public and personal face. So what you might see of this person down the pub or out and about would be very different to what they're suppressing within themselves, for the most part. Though, of course, there are, I mean, it ranges from a man who finds it just too difficult to get out of the house because he has social anxiety.
Yeah.
And then you go through people with, you know, secretive eating disorders, to a woman who has suffered a miscarriage and ends up becoming a hoarder. Then we're looking at whether or not to have children in this ever-increasingly worrying world. And then there's a man with depression who, and I thoroughly believe in this, manages to draw himself out of the depression by adopting a dog.
Yes.
Very, very important to me. And then it ends and goes to crescendoing with, and this is an account from a real friend of mine who experienced this, who was sectioned through anorexia more than once, and what it was like to get stuck within that system. Now, I know this all sounds a bit grim, but actually there's a lot of laughs in all of it, and I think the reason for that is I think if you treat these subjects with too much reverence, for a start, you start to lecture. Yeah. But also, if you can laugh at it, now I'm not talking about laughing at the characters or the sufferers, but if you laugh at the condition, at the stupidity of what we cage our lives with, and you disempower it, you take away, you know, you diminish its power over you. Yeah, you make it actually approachable, don't you? People in the audience can relate to it easier. This is the hope. Yeah. You mentioned the dogs. I know that what your previous show had dogs in it. And I guess that's my thing. Yeah, but you know, the success of that must have built you into the position now where you know you can take on this challenge. You can take to the stage and deliver these sorts of characters without the audience kind of wondering where they're going on the journey. Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean, what was lovely about what I'm hoping to do again with The Delights of Dogs and the Problems of People, which was a very succinct title for my last show, this was about domestic abuse, and I think from writing from a sense of honesty and once again humour, I think it just unlocks something in the audience to be able to. After every show, someone would write to me or they would talk to me in the bar and they would tell me their stories. And for me, that's the point, is to get people to start talking, sharing. You're not alone. You're not weak or strange or different. We all have stuff that we deal with. Yeah, for those quick off the mark, they may have, clocked the surname, Blessed. Your father has been involved, Brian, in this. He's helped produce you. Do you have to say to him, don't get too involved, don't take over, this is my project? Oh, no, bless him. You know what? He's been very good. I mean, because, yes, I mean, if were he here now, we wouldn't be having a conversation. We love him, but, yes, he's quite expansive. No, he's been brilliant. He cares very much about the subject matter. It runs in our family line. His mother, without going into too much detail, had great problems herself. My dad has written publicly about a breakdown that he had in his book, The Dynamite Kid, and I myself, hence the subject matter, I think, write what you know, I've suffered from a lot of different things. So, therefore, when he heard one of the early readings of it, I think something chimed in him, and he really wanted to help out and get involved. And I applaud that, because it's hard enough, this is a wide generalisation, but to get men talking about their mental health, never mind the man of his generation, which is why I think Dad is really quite, remains a bit of a hero to people. Something very special, and bravery and honesty on your behalf as well. It's lovely to talk to you. Thank you for coming in. You too, thank you so much.